This week, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin said President Biden's ambitious social spending and climate plan was dead. The president's nearly $2 trillion Build Back Better Act has already passed in the House, but it has been stalled in the Senate for months. Senator Manchin is key to getting the legislation passed, since support from all 50 Democratic senators is needed to move it forward without Republicans' help. But he has been unwilling to get behind it, citing concerns over rising inflation and the national debt. For more, I'm joined by CBS News reporter Sarah Ewall-Wice. Sarah, what is Senator Manchin looking for in this bill before he can commit to supporting it?
Hi, Nikki. You know, this has been the question, I think, of the day, of the week, of the month, and for a lot of last year. What does Senator Joe Manchin want? And it still really is not clear exactly what he wants to see included in a package that can move forward. You know, he made headlines this week when he said that the Build Back Better Act is dead. But there were some follow-up questions later in the day on Capitol Hill where he talked about the House version of the bill that passed last year. That almost $2 trillion package was dead. But he said formal talks have not really restarted yet. And so that remains to be seen. But this is really an uphill climb for Democrats in the Senate because, you know, you mentioned two of those things that Senator Manchin wants to address. The debt limit, of course, the national debt hit $30 trillion for the first time this week. And then we have inflation, which has been an ongoing issue through most of last year and into this year. And we know that the Federal Reserve is expected to start raising interest rates to combat inflation starting in March. But we don't expect inflation to ease until the second half of this year. And supply chain issues, which have been fueling some of that inflation, could continue for some time to come. We do know that there will be a new report on inflation looking at the numbers and how much prices went up last month coming next week. It'll be very interesting to see how Senator Joe Manchin specifically reacts to those new numbers next week. That will provide some insight maybe into what he's willing to talk about in terms of more spending moving ahead in the weeks and months to come.
Sarah, what is the White House's goal now? How does the administration plan to move forward with passing the president's agenda?
You know, this is still the president's agenda, even though it has seen setbacks. And the White House was asked this week specifically about Manchin saying that the Build Back Better Act is dead. And they're still saying they want to get as much passed in a piece of legislation as possible. We know that the president has said that he expects this will have to be broken up into pieces, but they still want to have these conversations and negotiate. One thing to keep in mind is it feels like the Build Back Better Act, especially this week and in recent weeks, has really been put on the back burner. I mean, we know that the Senate is going to have to talk about a Supreme Court nominee and go through that confirmation process in the months to come. Right now, lawmakers in the House and the Senate really need to reach a deal in terms of spending. If they don't reach a budget deal, of course, spending runs out in the middle of this month, and we could see a government shutdown moving forward. So that is something that also has taken some presidents on the Hill and is a priority right now. But also in terms of the House, they've passed their legislation and they feel like they've kind of moved on, at least for now, in terms of what they're focused on. They've introduced this Competes Act this week that focuses on innovation and manufacturing, competing with China, and kind of gets at the supply chain issues and the chip shortage that we've seen. So they've been focused on that. But Speaker Pelosi this week said, of course, when asked about the dead legislation, the Build Back Better Act, she said, of course, it's never dead, and had talked about some of those priorities because they're so important to the Democratic Party moving forward.
Sarah, are there any points of agreement on this legislation between Manchin, Biden, and other Senate Democrats?
You know, I think it's hard to really get into the specifics. I mean, that is where the challenges have been. But interestingly enough, the Center for American Progress put out a memo just this week talking about a potential path forward for Build Back Better legislation and the social spending agenda for Democrats. And it really highlighted three components that they say that 50 senators, including Manchin, and a majority in the House of Democrats can get behind and move forward with. And one piece of that they talked about was the climate initiatives and some of the green energy provisions of the Build Back Better Act. Another piece of that Build Back Better Act that they say could have broad support is things that will help with health care costs, subsidies for health care, as well as allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. And then the third component that they really emphasized in this is the child care and making that affordable. They talked about making it affordable. We know that is a huge burden right now for parents trying to pay for child care, but also universal pre-K is a huge component of this for 3- and 4-year-olds. So they think those things could move forward. Noticeably absent from that memo, and something that we've seen a lot of different voices on the Hill over, is those child tax credit payments that had been going out monthly. Of course, Senator Manchin had an issue with those. Other Democrats on the Hill have actually written to Senator Biden this year, still saying they want that to be a priority, but that was noticeably absent from this proposal for a path forward. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. It's probably one of those things, and the White House has acknowledged that will have to be split off from this for them to move forward on a piece of this agenda.
Certainly a lot of families looking out for the child tax payment discussions. Sarah Ewall-Wice, thank you.